Okay, so hello, welcome to Midnight Musings. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you may be. So, our topic for this podcast today will be cashless currencies. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? So, before we start with really talking about this cashless currencies, I'd like to give us the viewers and also us an introduction of what cashless currencies are. So these are basically like e-cards or apps or online banking instead of physical and actual money. That's what cashless currencies mean. So it's a good thing actually when you think about it. Plus it's safe. It's safer with extra security features like take Gcash for example. When you transact, it will leave a clear trail that this amount of money went into this account or and at this time. So it leaves a specific trail that you can go back to anytime. So it's not that big of a hassle. So it really is a good thing. And another positive thing about this is that businesses save money without the hassle of dealing with cash. Again, if you make a transaction like business wise, imagine actually meeting up with someone at a restaurant or a cafe or something private, and you have these big bags of money. That's gonna look very suspicious, and you'd be prone to an accident, like losing the money, getting the money lost or something. So it's kind of hassle free, which is really interesting and amazing. But we need to also be careful about privacy. Since this is online, you can't really depend on it all the time. And you know what I think we should do is balance the good stuff with the concerns. I would like to believe that this is the key to making cashless transactions work well for everyone. The balance of knowing when to use cashless transactions or cashless currencies and the balance of using actual and physical money. So now we should move on to the types. I would like to call on Lucas to talk about that.
Hello, I'm Lucas, and basically types. You know the different types. There are Gcash, there are PayPal's, there's Venmo, and there's different kinds. Like, of course, the types can be digital, cards, anything that doesn't involve actual money. So, um, digital, digital examples can be Gcash, PayPal, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, but it can be broadened in a way where you can buy online stuff and actual stuff, because like IRL stuff. So for online it's more like games, game currencies, um any premium such what do you call that? Wait, do you guys know the word for like YouTube Premium? Is it like better status in a way, like better improvements, I guess, of the app, ba?
I mean, I use YouTube Premium, so it's really an improvement.
Okay, so it's like an improvement for every app, like how Spotify gives ads and promotes YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium, Spotify Premium, and to like have really ads, to have offline listening, and you can really pay for that in cash. So you can use Gcash, Samsung Pay, Google Pay, anything. And the good thing, the talking about IRL cash this time is now PayPal and Gcash, where you can buy food, items that you want or need. Accessories is the same thing as items. More of sharing money for people that don't really have cash, and it's a way to help people instead of because in real life situations where you have cash, and there are points where you might lose the cash, and you might actually you might lose the cash. Your cash might get stolen. But for online, it's easier and more safer. Like as EJ said, it's safer in that way, where you can just give the money to the person without having no mishaps, without having no risks on getting on like giving the money, receiving the money. And talking about receiving and transferring the money to another person, the I feel like you guys don't know much about blockchains, right? Because blockchains are kind of important, because blockchains are um the whole sole purpose why uh digital digital wallets and online currency actually works, because blockchains are the main application, the main program that can um that helps that makes it possible for money to be transferred. And of course, the most well-known blockchain to be transferred is cryptocurrency, such as Bitcoin. So yeah, just talking about Bitcoin is pretty interesting. From before having Bitcoin, like when Bitcoin first started, it used to be very what do you call that? It used to be very worthless. Like it doesn't. What's that word? Not really worthless. It's more like it didn't pay that much. But nowadays, as uh online payments and online money serve us now, uh ever since from how long Bitcoin was, it's now pretty expensive for actually have one Bitcoin. It's like 10K dollars for one Bitcoin, or something like that. Just correct me if I'm wrong though. So yeah, I think that's all about the types of it. So I would like to move on to someone who wants to talk about something else about about digital wallets or whatever.
Okay, so thank you, Lucas, for discussing that. I think we should move on now to the disadvantage, the disadvantages for these. Layla, would you like to discuss
Oh,
about that?
yeah, we could talk about advantages and disadvantages, but I'll start with advantages because honestly, in like cashless currencies, I love GCash the most. I use it like
See?
every day
Yeah.
because of how hassle free it is. Like you don't need to carry money, you don't have like a heavy bag of coins with you, and like all you have to do is like a quick tap away or just like a QR code away. And I think that's what's so accessible about it, because like it's an option to not think about the change, how much you need to give. It's just there, it's all there, and that's it. And there's also like problems within the system, of course, because um I know there's a lot of problems in Gcash. Sometimes people lose money there, from what I remember, but they're
Oh, no.
securing their they're securing uh their security there. If that makes sense, yes, okay. Yeah, like there's
Yes.
now fingerprint. From what I know, yes, fingerprint or face. I know the face feature is the one I use a lot, the multi-factor authentication type, the one that layers requiring users to like go through more than one verification. Imagine when you use it when you buy something, it will tell you there's like a lot of ways in Gcash in that system, but I think the one that I remember the most is like if I QR code, it will give me a second one saying, are you sure, you are confirming that you are going to send this much amount of money to this person. And then after that, sometimes it will also make you verify with the number you have in that Gcash to tell you, are you this is the code you need to put before you send it, so that it like makes you check fully and secure if like the person you're sending it to is correct. I think I also like how it keeps track of everything, because like I always forget how much I spent. And I like how Gcash tells me like, oh, you sent this amount in my messages. Like I can see how much I sent, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes me kind of regret.
And to
Oh
comment
my
on
god,
that too.
right?
You know how like you sometimes pay someone and you sometimes pay over and they don't even give the change back. Like for example, they don't
Yeah,
even like mention that, oh, you overpaid, but some people just keep the money. So in Gcash
yeah.
it kind of helpful
It's
that
it's
exact,
specific.
exact.
It's an exact number. You
Yes,
don't get a
yes.
change. It's so I love that because I'm so bad at math. So I love how Gcash just tells you exactly how much you need to spend. Because
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, I
I
get
have an addition to that. I
what?
think one advantage of it is that it gives you a notification on the app itself, talking
Yeah.
about Gcash, and it gives you a text message as well. So it's like you
Mhm.
can't miss the
Can't miss it at
notification.
all.
And it's easy because you can do cash in or cash out. So you just have to pay a little bit extra, but it's very convenient. That's true.
Yeah. The there's a transaction in the app where it tells you how much also. But also the cash out, they have cards. It's free actually. Some people don't know that. I sorry, I hit my mic. But it's free. I don't know why people don't know it, so I want people to know that you can get a card. It's free. You just need to apply for it and then they'll ship it to your house. So that when you need to cash it out in ATM, um it does cost like 18 pesos fee when you cash it out fully, but it's fine. That's normal.
So of course we have the privacy concerns because syempre naman, I don't know
True.
if this is going around where like I feel like every week there's like a news of someone getting scammed, specifically like Gcash or like in cashless currency. Like I know like my Lola almost got scammed, my doctor got scammed. God. Also some of our props got scammed in and they got hacked. So ayun, thankfully I think some of the systems are getting better, but that still doesn't change the fact that the system at the start is really risky, especially with privacy. And ayun, I also want to mention din about of course in the topic of COMMSOC, the digital divide. So in the case of us as a third world country, I mean except for like the major cities, syempre naman we were focusing on the agricultural side. And with that, since we're supposed to be more in the agriculture instead of like the technological, our technological side in like other parts of the Philippines like Mindanao, Visayas, or like one of the less known places in the Philippines, they don't have the same access on like other cities with like cashless currency. For example, let's say if you want to like pay something in like the province, syempre naman you can't use your Gcash, so you have to use your cash. So it kind of like how do I say this? You don't have that much access if you like travel around. And I think it goes to the same then for like other countries that are known to be like second and third world din. So ayun, with this we can see that cashless currency has a really big divide on who can access it and who doesn't. Ayun, let's say for me, I really want to use Gcash, but at the same time, like I don't know, it's my trust issues. I don't know, I just don't trust. I don't trust it that much. Plus, I don't have pera din, which is also what I mentioned what Layla said.
Thank you for those insights, Monique. I actually have something to add on. Sometimes we experience like in our house, we experience like planning to transact through Gcash, and it's like this the app itself is down. You can't use it properly. So when you plan in advance to use Gcash, and then when you actually start to make a transaction and it doesn't work, it's like ruining all of your plans. So it's like you can't completely rely on it, and you don't know when the problems are going to start to appear or something like that. So that's, I think, one of a disadvantage as well. But thank you, Monique, for everything you've shared. Would you like to add more?
Actually, I actually want to add more regarding to like what Lucas said about the Bitcoin side or like the cryptocurrency, because I'm going to be honest, I don't really get it. Even though I try to study it, I really don't get it. The main reason is it's such a big risk. Example, like what Lucas said, one Bitcoin costs like 10K, and you're not certain what will that bring. So basically, you're just risking it all for like Oh no, I don't know. It sounds like me. It's for mostly for like cloud, because I notice like a lot of um business people use it to like show off. Oh, I bought this Bitcoin or whatever, just because you have the money to use it. And I think for like the other people who are
Hold
not
on.
that much privileged, yes, yeah.
My research was a bit wrong, but it's still risky talaga. It's 2,000 for one Bitcoin.
Okay, that's still. I
Yeah, it's
mean,
still risky. It's still risky.
it's still risky. It's still uncertain about it. So I think, in my opinion, I mean, whoever uses Bitcoin, you do you. I mean, in my opinion, like you're just risking for nothing. So yeah, I think that's pretty all for like the advantages. I mean, disadvantages. I'm so sorry.
Wow. Yeah, just to add on that Bitcoin note, in the Philippines, the Bitcoins are 2K in pesos, but in the US, one Bitcoin is $38,000, and that is pretty insane news to know about. So yeah.
No, honestly, I think you're confused. It's not 2,000, it's 2 million. 2 million, it's
Whoa,
2 million.
okay, never
If
mind.
it's $38,000 in US,
Oh yeah, that's
you
making
have
sense.
That's
foreign
even
currency.
worse. That's
It's
even
2
worse.
million.
Who would spend 2 million on one Bitcoin? I mean,
Better gases for real.
I know.
Yeah,
This is
one gas.
such an investing topic. It's making all of us want to share our insights. But let's let the last person speak here. Okay, Erin, do you have something to say?
Yeah, since we're already talking about the numbers here, I'm so sorry to kill all the fun and give all the percentages here. But cashless payments are really on the rise in the Philippines. Since the COVID pandemic in 2020, we are more on the online shopping side, Lazada, Shopee. So it made us more interested and made us more inclined on using the cashless currency, since whenever we order something online, we want to pay it using GCash or PayMaya, but usually it's really GCash in the Philippines. So according to Visa's consumer payments attitude study, we have 60% of Filipinos carrying less cash since 2021, and 84% of them have tried going cashless already. So whenever we're outside, we always hear people saying, may GCash po kayo, pwede po card, pwede po ganyan. So it's really hard, since sometimes as well, I experienced myself. Whenever I'm outside, I forgot to bring cash, and then I was going to ride the tricycle. Good thing I had the 50 pesos on my ID, like where's my in the inside of my ID. But usually when we rely too much on the technology of cashless currency, we forgot the importance of having cash on hand as well, especially when we're outside. And then, according as well to a 2021 survey on consumer attitudes towards cashless payments in the Philippines, 78% of the respondents indicated that they plan to use cashless payments often, while 71% of them indicated that they prefer shops that accept cashless payments. So, given the percentage, it's really high. It's only 2021 that time. And right now it's already 2023, and more people have been exposed to cashless currency, even those, because usually what the generation that's more inclined on cashless currency is our generation. Since we use phones a lot, we are inclined on the new technologies. But right now we already see as well those 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds that know about Gcash. But that's also the disadvantage of it. Since they don't know much about it, they are the ones usually getting scammed on Gcash. Like, for example, someone's requesting money and then they easily send the MPIN, the authentication code that you need for you to log in. So, according to another article by Justin Pritchard, this is on the more international side already. Those with the technological ability to take advantage of a cashless society will likely find that it's more convenient. So, given the discussions earlier about the third world countries having less access than those in the more advanced countries and those that have higher economies and GDPs, we have Sweden. For Sweden naman, they are leaning more on the cashless already. They are targeting a cashless society by the end of 2023. So at the moment, we can see already no cash accepted signages in Sweden since they are more leaning towards the cashless currencies. You can see there no cash accepted in Swedish shops. And then according to the European Payments Council, cash transactions accounted for just 1% of Sweden's GDP. So that's really low already. So it's like 99% of people use cashless currency in that country. And we can really see that the more advanced countries or the higher economy countries, they have access to that mostly since us here we have in the Palenque we can pay Gcash, right? So usually on the third world countries it's really hard to take advantage of the technologies that are being used, and it's hard to implement that no cash accepted anywhere. And then again, going back to Sweden, there are consumers as well that negate this advancement. They really don't want this advancement because the old people, they find it really hard to use it. So usually it's only the young generations or our generations that are happy about this advancement. And then for their economy, it's really 100% no cash accepted. So while it's really important to take a look at these aspects, we should also keep in mind that it's not only our responsibility to check our security, to manage our security in the digital world or in the digital platforms of the currencies. It's not our responsibility also, but it should be the government's initiative as well to give our cybersecurity measures more tight and more secure, since really at the moment we can see the the SIM card registration. Some people buy a registered SIM card just to scam other people. So that's another thing that we should keep in mind. Like the government should also regulate it as much as we're protecting our money in the digital world.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Wow, I really learned a lot from all of us, our insights that we shared here. It makes me also think of the payment, not just like through Gcash, but the payment with a chip you insert in your body and you use that to like scan. But that's a topic for our next podcast. So I guess we'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.